I'm Cousin Condry, and you're watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.
Welcome back to Realistic Fishing. Once again, we're in the studio because the bite is tough. I think last time I went fishing, I caught a tiny bass, a bluegill, and a sunfish, and we'll get to that at a different time. But today, I got something cool. I bought this tackle box with stuff inside. Well, I don't want to tip it too far, but maybe you can see. For $15. Is there enough room on the table to see what's in this tackle box? We're going to make it work. Alright, here we have a true mystery tackle box in that I don't know what's in here. I opened it up very quickly to see if there were items inside before I bought it, and since there were, I bought it so we could open it here on Realistic Fishing, see what's inside. Maybe we'll get lucky and there's some collectible lures in there. Anyway, one more look at the box. Look at all those cool stickers. They're all over it. I thought that really helped with the aesthetic of the box. It looks great. I like that Uncle Josh sticker. Alright, now let's get into it. The top rack is nearly empty. I'm a little concerned. There's like a little tiny bottle here. I don't know what this is for. 2 plastic worms. That's it. I swear there was more stuff in here. Wow, this thing really opens up. I wasn't sure what kind of tackle box this was because I didn't even make it this far. 1, 2, 3 tray tackle box. And this is where all the good stuff is. I'm glad I didn't buy it based on the top tray alone, and that might be why some other people left it at the yard sale. Now I got it. Let's check out some of the goodies inside. This is rather awkward. We got some Garcia Gladiator Tough Fishing Line. This looks like Abu Garcia before it was Abu Garcia, just Garcia. That's pretty cool. Of course, we got a couple of floats. I'm just going to leave them in there. This looks like a bag of plastic worms. I got to go carefully just in case there are hooks. Yeah, it's actually those plastic worms I had over here. Yeah, kind of a greenish blue. I'm going to leave them in here because they're heavy enough to keep the box from tipping over.
I'm Tammy from Texas, and you're watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.
I see a busted lure down here. That's too bad. There's 3 or 4 busted lures right here. Yeah, they're cracked, or the bills are cracked off. This person was a fisherman. You can tell they cracked the noses off their crankbaits. That means they fished them. That's pretty cool. This is like a time machine right here. Look at these pliers. Heavy duty big pliers. Probably for working on your reel, because I don't think you use these to take hooks out of bluegill. Looks like another bag of plastic worms. This one is darker. Looks pretty much black. Underneath that we have some Shimano warranty cards and manuals and stuff. Is it for a reel? The Shimano TX QS series. We have a little plastic box with some hooks inside. These used to be a lot more common, plastic boxes inside tackle boxes. Of course, Eagle Claw snelled hooks. It's empty. There's one in there along the side or something. All right. Hey, these are pretty cool. We got a little plastic box full of poppers, small panfish style poppers. Those look old. Here's another spool of that gladiator line. It's starting to melt and get soft. That's why they stopped putting all the plastic boxes in tackle boxes, because when plastic worms sit on this kind of plastic, it melts together. We also have a snap swivel card from South Bend. I like the retro look of this. And we have another plastic box full of Weller Nitro Premium Monofilament 17-pound test. Again, in its own little box. Well, that's it for the bottom of the box. We had some line, some hooks, some poppers, some manuals for reels, worms, floats, pliers, broken lures. Let's move on. Right after this.
Hi, this is Nicole with the last cast with Tiktaalik, and you're watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.
All right, we're up to tray number 1. Let's see what's in here. We got some size 12 Aberdeen hooks. They look really old. They're in another little plastic box. I might actually use these. We might have a hodgepodge of 70s, 80s, 90s in here. Here's a spinnerbait, missing the skirt, of course. Rotted off way back when, but they got an extra one here. We got some random plastic worms here. Straight tail worms. Here's an unopened Mepps inline spinner. I'm going to put that in the bottom. Here we have an inline spinner attachment, like if you were going to make your own spinner worm. That's pretty cool. A few more worms of different sizes and shapes and colors. Let's get on to the third rack up here. Here we go. What is this, a wigglewort? Look at those eyes. I think this is the original wigglewort, not these new remakes they make. That's pretty cool. Luckily the bill is not busted off of that one. Couple more. I think this is the same thing. We got a couple more here. We got a little tiny fat one. I think this guy was into wiggleworts, but there are a few other lures in here. And they are tangled together. Out of the pile comes this one. I think it's a Rebel, just based on those little eyes. I can just barely make something out here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that says Rebel. Someone like Retro Bassin would know what model this is. Feel free to chime in and identify any of these lures. I'm going off the top of my head. I'm not very familiar, but I have some idea based on the eye shapes and comparing them to new ones. I think this is another Rebel. I think we have another wigglewort of some sort here. You know, these have funny names like Lightning Shed and Totten Tiny, but I'm calling them all wiggleworts. I don't really know what the name is. Again, Retro Bassin would know. Wow, this one is very odd. I think it's still a Rebel, but look, it has a weird kind of peanut shape. What is this? And look at the lip. It's curled forward and flat, like it's his real mouth. This is a hilarious looking lure. I think some of these might be older, somewhat collectible crankbaits. I don't really care. I like it because it's a fishing time machine.
I'm Sloan from Wisconsin, Milwaukee. You're watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.
All right, let's finish untangling the second and final tray and see what else we got. This one looks broken. What is this? It looks like half rattle trap, half, I don't know, stubby minnow with a attachment for a spinner or something. Wild. Is it homemade? I don't know what I'm looking at there. This one I recognize, flatfish. I'm not exactly sure what this person was fishing for, but they have some interesting and pretty cool lures here. This one's called the Crocodile. Not familiar with the Crocodile, but it really is a nice looking spoon. Again, some plastic worms, various colors. We got like a spinner minnow rig or a nightcrawler spinner rig or something like this. A package of egg sinkers from South Bend. At the time they cost 63 cents. And that is about it. What do you think about that? Plus the cool box with all the cool stickers for 15 bucks. I really like when I find cool stuff like this. Whether I fish with all the lures or not, I had $15 worth of fun just looking through them. Like I mentioned earlier, guys like Retro Bassin are totally into this stuff, and they have built entire channels around old fishing lures just like these. While I'm no specialist of old lures and tackle, it definitely reminds me of when I was a kid. I loved fishing then, I love it now. Thanks for watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.